The next 30 seconds or so, bro, you're going to want to jump through the phone or the laptop screen or whatever you're watching me on and want to choke me out. You really are. But I'm going to help you with something. You see, if I was told what I'm going to tell you, when I was at a place in my life I wasn't very happy with, I would have done the exact same and had the same thoughts you're going to have towards me. It's your fault. It's not your friends. It's not your families. It's not societies. It's not the matrix. It's not the government. It's your fault that you're not where you want to be in your life. If you don't have the body, if you don't have the mindset, if you don't have the lifestyle, if you don't have the money, if you don't have the freedom, if you don't have the respect, if you don't have the honey by your side, it's your fault. Whew, bro, I know how you feel. Because when I was a young man and I was a complete lost degenerate, because I was a real bad degenerate growing up, bro. I was a drug addict, I was dishonest, I'd done the wrong things, I hung out with the wrong people, had every bad habit under the sun. And I remember there were some people, very, 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 very few people, but some. They did try to steer me in the right direction. And I looked at them like they were insane. Like, what are you talking about? I'm completely fine. There's nothing wrong with me. It's the world. It's this person. It's my family. It's nothing to do with me. Man, was I in denial. And you're in denial too if you're still looking at me thinking, nah, none of it's my fault. It is. But that's the biggest blessing that I could ever give you as a young man. Like, man to man, bro, listen to me. That was the best thing I ever could have told you. Because if it's your fucking fault that you're not where you want to be, then you've got the biggest blessing because now you're in control of your life. And that's one of the oldest tenets of masculinity is personal responsibility. You see, the reason you keep failing is because you are soft, is because you are weak, is because you're the guy that gives up. And I know, again, man, I better watch out, man. I hope my address isn't leaked here or anything because I know how savage that is. But it's because of the calibration of man that you are right now, you are not where you want to be, and that's just it. And take offense to that because I'm 27 years old, bro, and I can tell you, I'm not specifically where I want to be. That'll be financially, that'll be like freedom-wise. I'm not there. And I take full responsibility for the choices that I made 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 minute ago. I take responsibility for that. And with that, that allows me to think, okay, well now, shit. It's all my fault. I am here, but I'm also doing good in, other areas and I'm okay. But that allows me to think, okay, well, what's the next step? What's the solution to this? So I'm going to help you because I don't want you to continue going down that shit spiral that you've been on. Right? You try for a little bit, then you give up. You try, you give up. You try, you give up. Because you don't realize how much time actually you lose. Let's say you try for a week, you give up for another week, you try again, then you give up for two. But like, a lot of us, we try, then we give up and some of us, we just never start again. Or you give up for weeks, months, years, and you piss away your life. Scrolling, fapping, on drugs. And I don't want that for you because that was me for so long, bro. I probably pissed away 7, 8 years. I mean, look, I got a lot of memories and I do have a lot of experience and I did a bunch of things, right? But I pissed away so much time, bro. If I could get like a summary of how much time I pissed away, it'd be in the years, for sure. But how do we become that man then? How do we become that guy that just doesn't fail? Or let me say that again. Fails but doesn't quit. How do we become that guy that's iron-willed, iron-minded, gets where he's trying to get to without, stopping? That's what I'm going to teach you. But I want to break open a few of the things that I know are just stopping you right now. The first thing, and this is obvious, is lack of discipline. And this is a big thing. Because, look, I could tell you the problem of why you're failing is because, well, that happened and this happened and, all these things. But it's because you're not disciplined. It's because you much rather be happy in the moment, eating that fast food, nutting, playing games, going out every weekend, scrolling. You much rather quick dopamine from an Instagram reel or TikTok than some real progress. And I get it because I live that way. You much rather quick dopamine of a nice, tasty cheeseburger. It tastes good, bro. All that trans and saturated fat, all that, it sounds good. You much rather it, right? But what happens when you put down the Instagram? When you finish the burger, you feel like shit. What happens when you nut? You feel like shit. And we all know that. We never ever feel great after a mad, nutting session. We never feel good after we eat all this fast food. We never feel good when we just brainwashed ourselves to just sitting there doom scrolling. Never feel good. And that comes down to a lack of discipline. That comes down to us not doing what we're supposed to do. And with this, and it kind of works like together, you'll see this all tie together in a way, right? We lack discipline, and we lack discipline towards distractions. And this is big, because distractions are our phones, distractions are the boys calling, distractions are games and going out on the weekend and doom scrolling and girls. They're distractions. And I'll tell you something. A man that lacks discipline, he's distracted. A man that has discipline, he's not distracted by the distractions. So it's kind of funny how that works. When you don't have discipline, you're distracted, right? Your phone's buzzing, your friends are calling, the games are calling. Like, it's just, you're distracted. But then when you discipline, it's like your friend calls, nah, bro, I'm busy. No, not today. You want to, waste some time. It's like, nah, I got shit to do, man. I've got to win, right? That's discipline working. And that's a lack of discipline working at the same time if you're wasting time. So these are the two big things. Another thing could also be like you lack purpose or you're afraid of failing. And those things are kind of true, but the truth is a lot of us aren't really that fucking scared. Like, we can, if push came to shove, do a lot of the things that scare us, right? If I told you that, like, at the end of the day, you're going to die if you do this, unless you do this one scary thing, you do it in a heartbeat, right? Like, you just do it. But it's the discipline, or I should say the distractions, that really do stop us, because you're like, oh man, I want to get my body on point, but oh man, I want to play some games at the same time. You're distracted. So what do we do about this? I've got the formula. Because I was that young man, right? I couldn't focus. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't do what was necessary. I had to scroll. I had to fap. I had to do drugs. I had to go out with my friends. I had to cause a ruckus. I had to do those things because, well, that's how I was wired until I started to transform myself. So, what do we do about this? It really is this simple, but I want to talk to you about it in a way that makes you understand. The reason why you keep failing is because you are undisciplined. You lack discipline. You lack tenacity. You lack dignity and honor for yourself. So what do, right? The biggest thing I would say is, and I know I just mentioned it, is discipline. But how do we actually become disciplined? I'm not going to give you the formula that, you might find on a Reddit page or, ChatGPT or something. I'm going to tell you the real and honest truth about discipline. It is going to suck. It is going to be hard. It is going to be lonely. It is going to be stressful. It is going to be something that makes you frustrated. But you do it anyway. That's the formula to discipline. You want to build a body? Go to the gym when you're sore. Do you want to feel rested and powerful? Go to sleep when you know you got to sleep. Do you want to make some fucking money? Do your work. That's discipline in a nutshell. Your mind will crave all the degeneracy or all the easy fixes and all the comfort. But every single time that you can choose to do the hard thing, you start to transform your mental mindset. You feel it, bro. Like, I feel little glitches in my system every day, bro. Maybe I'm having a stroke, I hope not. But I feel it. Every time I make a small decision that leads to a win, right? Like, I get up on time. I make sure I hit the gym. I make sure I eat the right food. I make sure I do the work that I'm supposed to do. Make the calls that I got to do. I make sure everything's getting done. I feel it. I feel like a glitch in my body. Like, ooh, mental. You level up in it. Boom. Another thing, man. Like, I went to bed on time. Boom. Level up. Like, you feel it in your mind. And if you stack these wins up day by day, even if you don't feel like it, your mindset, your iron will starts to shine through you. So that is the formula to doing shit in your life that, like, it's not pretty. It's genuinely not pretty. But it's the formula. Do it. Do it. Right? You can come up with a routine. You can come up with a time to do things. And if that makes you feel a little structured and a bit more organized, you can do that. But honestly, all you need to know is what do you need to do every single day and get it done. The next thing is that you don't have I could say purpose, because I'm a big believer in having a mission and purpose in life. I'm genuinely a huge believer. But the big thing is that you don't have something to be truly obsessed about, right? And this was me. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. But this is a lot of men. Because I always knew that I wanted to become that young man that had a lot of confidence and have a lot of self-esteem and have a good body and, just be, be the young man that I am today and that I'm striving to be, because I know what I want. I want to be free. I want to be the most handsomest. I want to be the most fittest version of myself that I can be, right? So I became obsessed. And I honestly became obsessed with ruthless self-improvement. And so this is what you need, right? I don't know what the disorder is, like obsessive compulsive disorder or something like that, who knows? But you need to develop a sickness of being obsessed over your goals, your dreams, what it is. You need to have an obsession. You can't just kind of want something. You can't just say, I kind of want a six-pack. I kind of want a pretty girl. I kind of want to be rich. It has to become an obsession. And the beauty of being a man is that you can be obsessed over many things if you're disciplined, because everything mostly syncs together as a man. Like, you build your character. If you're obsessed with your body, that's going to kind of relate to your dress style. When you want to dress better, that's going to relate to you feeling more confident, which, makes you want to go out more and talk to beautiful women. Like, it's fucking crazy. And when you talk to beautiful women, like, you want to kind of protect her in case something bad happens, so you learn how to fight. And then other men respect you. Now other men respect you, you got to continue leading by example. Like, things just keep popping off one another, and they all link because of this obsession that you have. So in life, you need to become truly obsessed over what it is that you want. And it has to be something that you consistently think about. Like, there are a few key things that all of us men should genuinely focus on. It's your money, it's your fitness, it's building yourself up, whether it's in a career or, online even. It's just getting yourself dialed in to become that man that's skillful. Those are kind of like the key things that we all just need to focus on. We have to have so many things just, that we can pull out the bag and that we are calibrated with as a man and become obsessed with it. Become obsessed with feeding your mind the right things, and you're smart, that you're knowledgeable. Like, I'm obsessed with just developing myself. I'm obsessed with self-improvement, but not in a cliche, like cringy way. Like, I just want to be the fucking best man that I can be, because I've also been the worst version of myself as well, and that's probably where you're fucking at. So you need to look at these two things, right? And then flip your mindset towards them. I need to do what I'm supposed to do every day. I need to now become obsessed with what it is that I want to do, right? This is pretty, just straightforward advice, but do it. And as you go through your life, bro, you'll see when this obsession comes, a lot of the insecurities, a lot of the fear, a lot of the discomfort, you can kind of just eradicate it, or just you push it to the side, because I'm obsessed over this. It doesn't matter. Oh, that person might, talk or chirp. I don't care. I'm obsessed. I might fail. Great. You learn one way, it's not going to work, but now you've got fuel and you've got a lesson on how to make it happen, right? Like, things happen when you become obsessed and you become disciplined. So when you want to start failing in life, you have to become disciplined. You got to become obsessed. Another thing that I could tell you is, why do you want to achieve the things you want to achieve? Is it because that happened or this happened, or because you never had this? You can tap into that. But that's just kind of like an extra bonus side note thing. Because I can tell you right now, if you want to start failing in life, just become disciplined, right? Because discipline will allow you to keep going even if you do fail or mistakes happen. And the obsession, well, that kind of links together. It'll keep you going because the desired outcome is so much better than, oh man, you might have failed or this person said something. So this is huge. And I can absolutely vouch for it, bro, because I've done this in my own life. I'm obsessed. I am disciplined. And in a full circle way, it's calibrated me to be confident, to build myself, to continue going, to just have this mindset. So everything as a man, it does. It all calibrates. It all comes full circle through discipline and through being obsessed. And you'll start failing if you exhibit these two traits. If you want to be coached by me one-on-one, bro, or you want to join a community of young men all winning, striving to become the man that they want to be, then you can message me on Instagram, or you can sign up to the Patreon, the second tier in the link, and we can get working together, bro. I love ya, and I genuinely mean that.